Good afternoon, class. President Teddy Roosevelt here. Hey, Teddy. I'm here to explain a couple of landmark Supreme Court cases to the class. Move your arm, please. I'm President Thomas Jefferson. You may know me from the Louisiana Purchase and the nickel. But you were the president during one of the landmark cases. Right? Player, please. I owned the sugar honey iced tea. I was an important part of the case Marbury versus Madison. How did the case start? Basically, my political opponent tried to get some of his boys a job in the White House right before he left office. I was all like, what the heck? No way. I told my peoples not to pass along the papers to make a man named Marbury the justice of the peace. There was a law that said the Supreme Court could force elected officials to do things. Marbury wanted the court to force me to turn over the papers giving him the job. What did the Supreme Court decide? The Supreme Court decided that no one had to pass on the papers. They decided the law was unconstitutional. What does this have to do with judicial review? This case created the idea of judicial review. It was the first time the Supreme Court overturned, or got rid of, a law that was against the Constitution. For sure. But tell me about federal supremacy. That was a totally different case altogether, McCulloch versus Maryland. How did that case start? The state of Maryland got angry when the United States started its own bank in 1791. In fact, the case started right here in Baltimore. You think your taxes are too high. Maryland tried to tax the Baltimore branch of the National Bank. The bank teller, named McCulloch, refused to pay the tax. What did the Supreme Court decide? The Supreme Court decided that Maryland did not have the right to tax the bank. The court decided that federal laws were more powerful than state laws. Kind of like how the police have more authority than mall security guards. What does this have to do with federal supremacy? Come on, Mr. President. This is federal supremacy. That idea just means that the United States government's laws have more power than the states. Great. Now we know more about the Supreme Court cases Marbury versus Madison and McCulloch versus Maryland. Now what should we learn about? Well, what I really want to know is the secret of dance. Yuck. Bye now.